Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Nobody Interviews the Scene. And for today's episode, we have Shilvi Shara. Shilvi
நன்றி
is a
வணக்கம்.
vocalist, tutor, vocal trainer, and all that. And she's been in the scene for a really long time. She does a lot of sessions, does a lot of playback singing work. And yeah, Shilvi, welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you. Really long time I've been in. I'm not that old, but I'm gonna take that as a
Only
compliment.
29 years old.
Shut up. No, that's
31.
not true. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. So what's up? How you guys been doing?
We're
We've been
alright.
doing great.
Just been
Yeah.
home.
Just
Like
been home.
everybody
Yeah,
Yeah.
like every other
Yeah.
musician.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think this is how we're gonna be for the next few months, at least.
I guess
So
so.
that's yeah. So let's. Okay. So Shilvi, the situation has affected lots of people, you and me included. How has this
Yes.
affected you personally?
Personally, right? Not professionally. Personally, obviously, like monetarily, it's affected me a lot because I used to be someone who like lives off of money I get from live gigs, whatever it may be, whether it's like hotel contract gigs or a pub gig or corporate gigs, private gigs. That's pretty much where I make my money from. And since nothing is happening right now, I haven't been able to make ends meet in terms of pay, whatever. Like for the past 2 months, the only income I've been getting is from like a few recordings that I've done for some movies and stuff, and that's pretty much it. Like even that I've just done from home, so you can't expect great results from that. So it's just been that. And other than that, I'm someone who like loves going out all the time. I'm never home, like everybody knows that. So I'm never home. I'm always outside and either like out with friends eating and things like that. So that is something that's affected me really personally, and I miss sushi because now even if there is sushi places open, I can't afford that shit anymore because no income.
Yeah.
So so sad, very sad.
Many things. So how has this affected you professionally?
Definitely know how this industry works, right?
Yeah,
it's about like you have to be constant, you have to be there in the scene, like always. You have to keep doing new stuff. You have to your name should always be out there, and that's the way that people will remember you and stuff. And for me, honestly speaking, I've been someone who's really like who's really, it takes social media it's very challenging for me. Social media is super challenging for me. I literally have to like push myself to be active on social media. That's why I sometimes like really lamely use this hashtag called trying to be socially active. So but it never happens. Like I try, but it never happens. So for me, it's more about the actually going and performing live and like getting to interact with my clients, and then one client leads to the other, and then that's how I build my
connections.
So because of that, because I'm not able to go out and really not do that, that's where that's where it's really affected me professionally, because I haven't gotten any new clients. And it's always like that, like you always don't have one client. Like you have a few clients who are there with you for like many years, but then there's always like a chain of clients that who come and go, like who keep coming and going. So that has not happened. So, and I don't know when that's gonna start again also with the whole scene outside. I don't really know when they're gonna, obviously entertainment business is gonna be the last thing that they even think about
Think about.
investing in. Like even if they open any all these events and stuff, I'm sure like the economy is really bad for every company out there, so they're not going to be like investing on entertainment until it's like the last resort, like when they are all settled. And so that's obviously going to take like about, I don't know, for me I think it's like, going to take about like solid like a year. That's what I'm guessing. So I don't know how that's gonna that's helpful for me as a singer, as a live performer. I don't know. So time for a career change, maybe. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Speaking of career changes, if not for music, what would you be doing?
If not for music, okay, so there are two things that I love doing besides music. Okay, one is like I love to cook. Okay. Yeah, I love to cook, so I always considered joining culinary school and stuff, but I don't see myself.
Management.
Yeah, like not hotel management, probably.
Yeah,
like
I don't think we have culinary school.
We do have culinary school. Okay. Yeah, we do. We have a lot. And probably on the chef side, not the management side. And other than that, like, but I don't see myself doing that because that's like you need to work for about like 16 hours per day. Okay, so no, I cannot. I'm used to my 2-hour gigs and getting paid a lot. So so that's my job. So I can't do that. Other than that, I think I like to talk to people. Like I like to talk to all my friends, and everybody likes to share things with me as well. So that way I'm thinking I would enjoy psychology, like to understand like the human mind a little bit more and things like that. I think that's something that's always interested me, like even from school, but I just didn't do that because I knew music was something I wanted to do. So something, so maybe now if things don't work out and Corona doesn't let us do any gigs, it's no harm. Probably
scholar for counseling.
Maybe there's something called music therapy also. So so maybe it's time for that.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So because of Corona and the lockdown, everyone has a lot of free time on their hands, and we literally don't know what to do. But how are you spending your time? How are you spending your free time?
Not much, really. I haven't been super productive or anything. To be very honest, I haven't been so one thing, like I don't know if I'm supposed to be sharing this or what, but okay, whatever. So you can edit these things out if I don't want to. Okay, cool. So basically the thing is, ever since this happened, like it's been about like 3 months now. I think this started somewhere in March, right? So it's been 3 months now. So the first month was fine. It was like, okay, I needed that break. Like I needed to just chill and not worry about making money because I had a lot of money. And then the second month came in, and I was like, okay, it's still not bad. It could come back and things like that. But then towards the end of like the second month, it was a little like fear started kicking in for me in terms that I started understanding the situation a little better that time. Like till then I hadn't put much thought into it, but then I started reading a lot about like these pandemics that have come beforehand, and did my video pause right now?
It did. It's still though.
It's fine, right? So I was looking up on like old like pandemics that have come before and how that's affected the civilizations, and how people have been economically affected by it, and how long it took them for them to come back and things like that. And when I started reading a lot about that, that's when I got really freaked out, and I was like, okay, maybe maybe I got a lot to think about, like,
Yeah.
because it's something really scary, because like all your childhood and like all through your teenage adolescent years, you spent time investing in some way or the other. It's not just you, it's you, your parents, you spent on like going for classes, going to various number of competitions and this and that, and like you literally spent like all your life so far building something in this particular field. Like it could be like a big achievement that you've done, or it could be small, like comparatively to other people in the industry, but whatever it is, it's an achievement for you, and for that you've worked all your life, and it matters. So where I am today, whether big or small, it's something that I've invested my life in, and to see that for the next 1 or 2 years, God knows, it's gonna stand still, and you probably know what you're gonna do to make the same kind of money that you work, is a little scary, especially when it just comes out of nowhere, and it's like it's really scary. And for me, I don't know, like for me, I always feel like for women especially, like I'm on the on the not so young age, so I'm like okay, so is it time for me, like I mean it's a very like controversial thing. I don't know, like I've seen so many like singers out there who've started, like who've gotten a kickstart in their career, like much when they were much older than what I am right now, but there then again there's a part of me that's like okay, but what is your situation like are you gonna have time to like wait for 2 more years and then start these gigs again? Is that gonna work out? Like, so there's so much to like think about, and obviously in quarantine you have a lot of time to like sit and think. Go.
Top 5 gigs you've attended.
Top 5 gigs I've attended.
Or maybe top 3 or top 7.
Anything. Top, whatever.
But any odd numbers.
Okay. Attended or been a part of?
You know what? Both.
Yeah, let's do both.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So one gig that I always, like even up to date, like keep thinking that we need to do this gig again, like I always wanted to do that, was this gig that I did with the band Roxygen. This was like a couple of years ago. They did a Queen tribute. So a bunch of us were just backing singers. We had a few solos like to do through the concert. But we were like 6 of us who were backing singers, and Timmy Madhukar, he was the lead. And that gig was amazing, and it was me, Nadisha, Sharon and Anisha, like 4 of us, the girls, and Kalyani. We were all there, and it was so much fun. Like Queen is not all about the harmonies, right? So that gig was like so good that people actually like that was the first time when people actually like waited, and they were like, dude, you guys nailed the harmonies. So that gig was really good. Like that's something I always keep thinking that we should do that again. So that's one gig that I really liked. And one more thing that we went for the NH 7.
Oh yes, I was hoping you'd bring it up. Haha.
Yeah. We went for the NH 7. That was my first ever time being in something like that. Like
festival.
I've never been, or like I've never been to one of those. The only reason I wanted to go for that gig so badly was because my favorite band, Hiatus Coyote, was coming, but then they didn't, and I was sad. But nonetheless, there were really like nice bands out there who
we saw FKJ.
Inspired me a lot. Yeah, FKJ was obviously my favorite, and dude, that was
Joe
this
Satriani.
really nice, like, yeah. I mean, it was nice, but like
Yeah.
I was after a point, I was just like, yeah, okay, where are the stalls? So,
Dude, Punctuation was awesome.
FKJ was really nice. Punctuation was really nice. Obviously, Punctuation was like, I think, the best out of the first day. They played on the first day, right?
Yeah, they played on the first day, I think.
Yeah, they were like the best out of the first day. The last day was obviously FKJ. There was another band, like I think they're from Bombay.
Was it a duo?
Remember they were. No, it wasn't a duo. Ape Echoes.
Oh,
yes.
Ape Echoes. Yeah, holy shit.
Shout out to Ape Echoes. Hope you guys are watching it.
Those guys were amazing. I loved it. So these three are
By the way, you're welcome.
I remember. Why?
I reached that place and I was calling these guys. I was like, you have to come
yeah,
now.
That's right.
And for like 10 minutes, I'm calling everyone. I'm like messaging, and because it's the festival, we couldn't like talk to each other. So I'm texting, like sending everyone like 100 messages. You have to be here right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sylvie and I were at the other stage watching that. What was it? Some electronic act, I think. We were like on the stage, something.
Yeah, correct. And then like you messaged and you were like, SOS, these guys are amazing. And then we came.
Yeah. So
that was really good. So these are the three bands that were nice at NH7. And then what else? I also loved going for the Slash concert.
Oh, you went for that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was actually my first concert that I'd gone for in like a huge setting like that, and he's someone who my dad introduced to me when I was really, really, really small. So that was bringing back all of those memories. So for that, I think that was really good. And what other gig? Yeah, I guess that's it. If I haven't gotten to see people who I really love to watch play. But
she's never been to a Nobody concert.
I've been to like a few only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really sad actually. But I've only been to like a few, and even those were like in places where there were not really great sound and stuff in Chennai. So I've never been to one of your Amaze Balls concerts, but like.
I don't think for the next 2 years
or
like the thing.
It's fine. We'll have our own concerts, man.
Yeah. We'll have one house party.
House party, yeah.
Okay,
that is also scary.
I don't think house party would be having music though. So
we can have acoustic.
What else do you want to have, Hudson?
No, I'm saying food. What do you mean?
Okay. Nothing.
Okay, so
next question.
Let's hear it. When did your musical career begin? Take us through your journey so far.
Okay. So when you say career, I'm thinking obviously like, when did I start making money off of this, right? Okay. Money wise, like I think I started like doing these re-recordings for movies for like Rahman and Raja sir and all of that. Thanks to Augustin Paul. He's my mentor, my vocal coach.
Yeah.
He's like a second father to me. So he's the one who introduced me into that. Going for these re-recordings, and we've done a lot of re-recordings over the years for him, and I started doing that when I was in 10th standard, I think. Yeah, when I was 2010. Wow. So ever since then, I've been literally like making money enough to just for myself. I've never had to ask my parents for anything. Like I still remember in like 11th, 12th, and all of that, like my parents obviously helped me, like, you know, pay my tuition fees for my, you know,
school
classes and stuff.
education.
But like from college onwards, I you know, I was paying my own exam fees and stuff. So that way, I think like since 10th, 11th and 12th, I've never had to, like, you know, ask my parents for allowance, thanks to uncle for like taking me for these recordings and stuff. It used to happen quite regularly back then. Now it's on the lower side, but back then re-recordings were very frequent. And but like I still remember the first time that I ever got paid for like, you know, anything like for singing was when I was in 3rd standard. I did this recording, like for
What?
I did this recording for this gospel album. Okay. I don't even know who that person is. I have no idea who this person is. I don't know what album it was. I'm sure it's somewhere lying somewhere. I'm sure it's lying somewhere at home. Okay. And I sang one song for that person. And back then, so this is in 2003. Okay. So back in 2003. And I was in 3rd standard and I got like 3,500 for that song, which was like a lot that time. Okay, for like, so that's my first ever income.
TV, you're getting paid 3,500 now for a song, right?
But yeah, that's my first ever income. But I don't think I can count that as that's my start of the career. But yeah, that's my first ever income. But yeah, and obviously like all of that, like from my childhood, you know, it's all because of my family as such. My family is all about like music, both my mom's side and my dad's side. My dad's a drummer. I'm sure like you guys know, obviously. For those people who don't know, my dad's like a drummer, and he's always been like my first inspiration. Like, you know what, because as I grew up, like he was probably the first band that I ever watched like live. And you know, his band, and
that's crazy.
They were like, they're a pure like a rock band. So he's the one who classic rock band, and they're the ones, and my dad's the one who introduced me to everything, like, you know, taking me for it. I still remember he took me for all of the gigs that used to happen when I was just like some, you know, 5-year-old child. You know, he used to like take me around everywhere in those carry bag thingies. And as a cool rock drummer back then, I'm sure my dad would have just, you know, felt like a loser walking into those places with a baby in his hand. But he did it. Like, he did it. He was really cool and chill about it. I guess he really wanted me to, like, you know, be introduced to music, and that's literally what brought me here. So I owe it all to, you know, my dad. He's my always number one inspiration. Even now, he
shout out to Uncle.
Uncle.
The moment I like, there's some video that comes out of me, like before I could share it on any platform, it's already been shared on my parents' platforms. Like they post it on Facebook. Like they're always my number one supporters. So so thanks to that.
Oh, okay, Shilvi, what struggles do you think musicians and artists go through, like before pre-quarantine?
Okay, pre-quarantine.
On a daily.
I guess, like at least from speaking from like, you know, what was happening in Chennai was that lately, like there were a lot of artists who were doing gigs for free. Like a lot of people were doing like free gigs, and there were a lot of venues opening up for that as well, which is obviously good in a way. Like if you think about it, there's like there were more platforms for everyone to go and like showcase their talent, and you know, like that, in that way it was good. But at the same time, that kind of free gig culture started seeping into like the pubs and the clubs and stuff, where they also thought that they can get like musicians to come do things for like free and for cheaper prices and things like that, for which I was always like, you know, not for that, because I feel like when one person or like one band or like a few bands go for that rate, what that does is like indirectly it affects a lot of other musicians who are doing it as their, you know, as their only profession, and they obviously can't make ends meet with like less pay. So there was one group of people who were trying to like up the value of the market, like try and get places to like keep paying more for musicians, and then there was one group who was doing it for like cheaper. So that between us itself there was that kind of a difference, which was really like tearing the whole scene apart. Like that's what I was feeling. Other than that, so that's like money wise, that's the thing. Other than that, what problems were we facing? I don't know. I'll have to think.
What struggles do you think women face in the industry? Like, you know?
Women, okay. So women, like I can only speak from my own experiences, and from my own experiences, I feel like in the live scene, I don't think there were much of difficulties that I faced. Okay, maybe I didn't, maybe somebody else has, but and even if I did face difficulties in it, it's probably because of my own stupid fault. So nobody's to blame for that. But I feel like in the other side, like, you know, say like in the movie side, like in the recording scene and things like that, it's always been about you know, in movies they always expect you to have some kind of a social background. Like they expect you to have been either on some kind of a TV show, a reality show and things like that. So it always comes down to your social status versus your talent. So which do they pick? It's never the latter. It's always the former. So that is something that I found, like, and obviously, like not in the recent times, but there have been times, you know, like a couple of years ago when I have come across a few music directors or producers who, you know, indirectly, you know, said things, who try to get a little close to you by saying, hey, like, you know, after the recording is over or something, they'd probably just want to go and chill at a bar or a pub or something like that. And this has happened when I was even underage. So which was really unnecessary, and you know, like obviously I never went for it. Like I always said I have to get home, but if I did, like I don't know what could have been the turnout of those events. So and I've heard that there were people who've given in to that, and you know, there were people who've fallen prey to, you know, such things because they thought that if they don't go with them for these hangout stuffs, like, you know, they might not get called for the next recording, and you know, they might not get a song to sing in for their movies and things like that. So they went to chill with them. They thought, okay, hey, why not? It's just, you know, to go and chill with them after the recording, and they went, and then they started getting really uncomfortable, but it was too late. So at least I'm thankful that I was aware of that, so I just kind of sneaked away from that. So
okay, so how many choirs are you a part of? Have you been a part of? And
right now, continue.
Yeah, go on.
Right now, nothing. Like I'm not a part of any choir. It's been almost a year since I haven't been a part of any choir. The only choir that I was a part of ever was the MMA choir, the Madras Musical Association. That's the only choir I've been a part of, and like occasionally I would go and like sing with some other, like, you know, my church choir or things like that, but that was never like a permanent thing. So the only proper choir I've been a part of was Madras Musical Association, and I was with them for like 10 years, and it was just I started in 2009 when I was in 9th or 10th standard, and I quit like last year. So I was with them for about 10 years, and it really taught me like a lot, obviously. And I've gone like to many places with the Madras Musical Association. I've been to Europe, I've been to Sri Lanka, I've been to Dubai, you know, things like that. So they've taken me to a lot of places to perform and things like that. So it was really good, but I felt like, you know, the choir part of my life had to
Yeah.
cease for a
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
so that I can focus more on.
yourself.
It's not like I was doing a lot there as well. It was actually
Yeah.
just once a week practice, but at the end of the day there were a lot of concerts which tend to collide with my other personal
Schedule.
gigs and things, so I just had to stop. So right now zero.
Okay.
So you guys won a competition, right? An international event a year back or something.
Yeah, we went to Sri Lanka for the competition. It was an international competition. There were like hundreds of choirs all across the world who'd come there. We did win one category in that. Like we didn't win it, we got like the third place. Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, So but it was like overall it was a really good experience. Like so many choirs were there. Like some of the choirs who we listened to, like grew up like listening to and thinking, okay, wow. So they were all there. So we got to see those people perform, and like how much more like professional and how much more hard work they'd put in, like all of that, like it showed like so well. So, and we knew where we had to like up our game and things like that.
Yeah, so do you remember any mess ups or like during a show?
That I've done?
Yeah, something that like you
so
remember
many.
specifically that you can't, not.
Yeah, before sleeping, it always
Yeah.
comes in your head, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Dude, so many. I can't even tell
Something
you.
that
I
you'd
think,
never forget. Yeah.
I think the most like stupidest thing that I ever did on stage was like I sang like some really stupid lyrics for a song at at this gig. It made absolutely no sense. I was literally singing gibberish. I was like literally singing gibberish. So I don't know how I got this habit. Like before, I never used to use like lyrics, like for my live gig.
Yeah.
Then I think like starting to sing in like hotels, like hotel contracts, I just started taking requests and just jamming then and there. So for that I needed lyrics. So I started getting super like used to having that thing there, even though I really don't use it. I just needed that. So I started doing that. So one such time when I was performing, like that was there, but I was singing from memory, and then suddenly I just had a blank out, and I literally I just didn't know what the hell to do, and I was looking at the screen and I didn't know which line I was in, so I just sang some gibberish. And everybody knew. And but thanks to Nitin, my sound engineer, he put all these fancy reverbs and shit like that, and made it sound like saved my ass. So,
I think I did this for a whole year with nobody. Remember the second verse of "Don't You Worry, Child," I always forget. Yeah, for a whole year I sang gibberish.
I'm sure there's so much more shit that I've done on stage. Like nothing comes to my mind right now. But if I remember, I'll tell it.
One of the things. Yeah, for
sure. Next question, right?
Yeah.
So last one, I think.
Yeah. So recently there was a meme that came out, and then that meme page is now extinct. So, talk us through what happened.
Okay. So the thing is, you guys. So there's this band called The Jalsa, which I don't. Thank you so much. But catch, we don't know if the band is gonna go on or if we're gonna cease. We still haven't decided that yet. There's a lot of things that's affected our rehearsals and stuff. Obviously the lockdown hasn't helped us in any way, because it's a band where you need to meet. We were literally meeting every day, in a week. 7 days. We used to meet like 4 to 5 days in a week, and either be rehearsing our choreos or we'll be rehearsing our songs. So it was like that, and each day we'll be rehearsing for like 4 to 5 hours. So it's a lot of commitment from all our sides. And right now with what's happening, we don't know if that's gonna go on or not. But the meme was in relation to that band. So we just started like we had to start somewhere. So we just started this like Insta page, and we thought we'll just put out like a bunch of fun covers until we get our first video like properly done, and then we were gonna like redo our entire page, like properly introducing the band members and things like that. So till then we were just putting like these practice videos and like just goofy videos to get some kind of followers and just get it going. And I guess there was a meme about that page on one of the meme pages that was not very famous or popular, and it wasn't in the good books either. But like honestly speaking, like when I woke up and saw that, I really didn't care. Because, and first of all, like more than really didn't care, I should say, I really didn't get it. Okay, I didn't understand it. I was just like, okay, fine, hey, we made it into a meme page, like we did something right. Okay. So I was just happy about it. I was like, what's wrong with this? And then like I started getting DMs. Like I started getting DMs from people saying, dude, like what is wrong with you? Like why aren't you saying anything? And I'm like, why should I say anything? Like I don't get it. Like, and then they were like, well, you know what song that is? And I'm like, no, I don't. Sorry for my ignorance. I didn't know. And then, yeah, exactly. And then Hudson and a couple of others told me, dude, this is like the Pawn Sides official tune and stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe this is a problem. And I'd also started hearing from people that this person who was owning the page was putting up such derogatory memes and stuff in the past, and someone had to stand up to it. And obviously like if it was just like another meme, like making fun of a girl band, like honestly really that wouldn't have bothered me at all. And there were 2 other girls out there as well, and like what actually started like triggering me to actually say something, like even until then I didn't give a shit. Like I was like, okay, like whatever, it's okay. And then I started getting like DMs from people who are following that page, like some guys who are following that page, like really like bad
lewd
messages and things like that, which obviously I couldn't just keep quiet, so I had to go ahead and do what I had to do. And because of that, if the page went down and it hurt somebody, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But I guess it's like I don't know, like a lot of people were happy that the page got down. So for me, like I don't know, like for me, I would have been happy if just that post went down. But if a lot of people had something bad to say about something, then there should have been something bad coming from that page. That's pretty much what I feel, and I guess what had to be done had to be done. So, what do you guys think? What did you guys? I'm sure, like I know, like a lot of people got pissed off at you, Hudson, for like
people have been thinking Hudson. Hudson's the one behind the page. Crazy.
Guys,
are you?
Dude, I don't have. I've been saying this like every other time. So, dude, not me. Chill out.
Okay,
and then
I
people.
believe you.
Okay, fine. I don't
You would already
let's not
know
talk
if
about
it was
that here.
him.
Yeah, I would go about telling
That's the
everyone.
thing.
Dude. Yeah, why would I? All for the cloud, fam.
So
Yeah.
So well.
Fun times.
I mean, the funny thing is like band ஆரம்பிக்கல அதுக்குள்ள மூடிட்டாங்க.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Good publicity.
I guess so.
I mean,
But yeah, I guess if there is gonna be more content on that page, we will let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last question. Okay. Yeah. So, Shilvi, imagine we're all in the same room with a big budget and with 3 cameras. This camera, this camera, this camera. What's going on in your life right now?
Right now, like the only thing that I look forward to or something that's keeping me going is this. It's a live streaming app. It's called Live It. And it's something that they've just it's quite famous in the US and Japan and Dubai, but it's right now being introduced in India. So I was lucky enough to get on board with that. So it's a live streaming app which pays the streamers, a particular amount every month if you're a contract live streamer. So I've started that. I thought, okay, hey, why not? Like, I have all the time in the world. So let's just do that. And so I've been going live, on that app. It's going pretty good actually. Like I was really like surprised that my first live stream had about like 5,000 plus viewers and
what are you? See, that's crazy.
And 4.68 likes. I'd gotten 4.68 likes for like my first ever live stream.
Likes.
Yeah, so it was really surprising for me. I had no idea that that platform was such a powerful thing, but it is, and it's something that's really pushing me to like do something. Obviously, it's a slow thing. I have to like start now so that in the next 6 months I can build like a solid platform there. But I guess now with the scene that it is, this is the best thing I can do. It's so much fun. It's new for me. I've never, like, sometimes it's like, who the hell am I talking to? Because there's no voice coming from the other end. And I've never done a live stream anywhere, dude. So that was my first live stream ever. So it was really weird in the beginning, but I got used to it. It's really fun now. So
you should send us the link to your channel and we'll put it in the description. So everybody can join.
Exactly. You guys can join whenever I'm going live. But mostly I go live like really late in the night, like at 2 or 3, because that's when like the US people in the US and stuff watch it. So
I think we're on the same time zone right now as well. No one's getting
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. So
okay, so we'll add that down below.
Cool.
Okay.
And Shilvi, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking time, and
this was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you for thinking I'm cool enough to interview me.
Oh, come on. The whole world knows it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Take care. And
yeah, we shall meet soon. Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
We meet for board games. We miss you too. Should put board games in.
Cool. Done. We shall do
that. Okay, cool. So that's that.
Okay.
Sayonara.
Bye.
Okay.